Welcome, everybody. This is going to be an incredible interview. I have one of the world's leading experts in human potential, Dr. Obom Bowen, and he's going to be sharing with you how to unlock your human potential. Because I'm going to ask you a question now, and I just want you to be really honest with me.
Absolutely.
If you, and everyone who's listening as well, if you rate yourself from 1 to 10, where 10 is you are playing absolutely full out the maximum potential you possibly can be, and 1 is where you're hiding away, you're not sharing your gifts with the world at all. Where do you think you are on that scale right now? I'd love for you to all comment below. Let me know, how do you rate yourself out of 10? Where are you playing right now? Dr. Obom, thank you so much for coming here. What do you think you're playing out of 10 right now on the full outness scale?
Well, Luke, that's an amazing question. And I'll preface by saying this. First of all, thank you for having me on here, brother. I appreciate you. I love you. And well, yesterday I was playing at an 11. Today I think I'm at a 9. And by the end of these 3 days, I'm on a juice cleanse, as you can see. I will be back to a 10. So it is, that's compared to where I was 9 years ago. And, 9 years ago, I was homeless, living in my car out in Southern California. Today, actually, the opposite. I was just sharing with another friend of mine just before we jumped on here, probably about 20 minutes before. And he knew me back then. So he's like, bro, even from car to private jets and doing masterminds and all this crazy stuff, like, you're playing all out. So it's crazy you asked that as the first question. And then his question was, when am I going to be on the next one? Because you didn't invite me on this one. I said, I invited you 3 months ago. And you told me you were busy. He's like, oh, yeah, well, I changed that. I said, well, I didn't change my date. So there you have it.
So Dr. Obom has just come back from the Bahamas, where he ran this private jet mastermind. And this is one of the things that you have created. He has multiple businesses and is a multi-millionaire and helps people all over the world to really unleash the fullness of who they are. And one of the reasons why I've got Dr. Obom on the call right now is we're actually creating an event together in London, a 2-day event on the 24th
Absolutely.
and 25th of January. So if you're free, comment below, say, I want to unleash my potential, and we'll send you the details of all the tickets. But we'll talk more about that later. In this space now, this time we've got together, I'd really love to just get to know you a bit more and get you to share with the audience something really quick, really solid that can change their whole life. Do you have something up your sleeve that you think you could pull out for that?
Oh, absolutely. Well, just a few minutes ago when we were talking, you mentioned, I put a little something together, or as they say here in the United States, a little something, something back in the day. So let me go to a screen share and talk a little bit about that. But let me say this before I actually do that and pull it up. If you are looking, and thank you so much for tuning in with Luke here, and I'm excited to get a chance to share with you when you come to the event. I definitely want to give you a personal invitation and let you know that when you're out there, I look forward to getting to know you, connect with you, maybe take a photo and do something crazy, because this will be my first time in London doing something. So if it's the first time, I have to go crazy. I have to go crazy with London to do that. So let me go to my share screen here. Can you see my screen at all?
I can. It says the opposite of wealth is not poor.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things I definitely want to share with you guys. So let me give just a quick minute to understand a little bit of it. So many people think that if you're not wealthy, then you're just kind of living a poor life. And as you can see, my logo there, the OB Mastermind, it does have the initials of my name, but it has nothing to do with my name. It just stands for the outcomes and breakthroughs. And that's what we do in helping humans understand their potential. And the opposite of wealth is certainly not poor. And most people don't know and they don't understand that. But what the opposite of wealth is just this simple little phrase right here: mismanaged resources. So many of us, for example, I have several friends, and I had several friends, I had many friends who were very wealthy when I was on my journey. And it took me 7 years. A lot of it was actually just, in a sense, as they say now, I drank the haterade. So I was hating instead of asking. I was mismanaging the resources of those that I had in my possession to really just question and ask them. One of the things that I learned early on was every wealthy person is always very well receptive of actually sharing their struggles, sharing their story, what they did and how they got there, so that they can help someone else in that process. Because there is a portion of the journey that does become a little of the solo journey. So when you have the opportunity to share with someone else and help them kind of bridge that gap, you want to do so. So as a a clinician, as a psychologist myself, I always want to learn how to do it. And my absolute passion and skill in life is really taking the complicated and make it simple. So what I have done is simply took the process of wealth and simplified it in simple steps. And once we get there to London, I'm going to be sharing that. The cost of the event is not really for just the event. I'm actually going to be sharing one of my 2 days 15K programs for free. That's my gift for London. And the cost is really just to pay for the venue and take care of the administrative stuff. So really having individuals understand that is very key. It's very important. And I want to help them. So I'm slightly distracted because my CEO just showed up, CEO of Global Operations, Ms. Vasana Patel, jumping over to the, look at this young lady. She just showed up.
Hi guys.
Hey, so everybody, Fasana is an incredible international speaker, and she is a spiritual coach and mentor as well. And she's going to be in London as well. So we're flying in Dr. Obom from America. We're flying in Fasana from Canada, and we've got some other guests coming in too. It's going to be incredible.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And one of the great things I really love, Dr. Obom, is when you talk about wealth, when we were sharing about this before, you talk about spiritual wealth. Can you explain what that means? Because that was one of the selling points for me when I first got to know you.
Well, before I answer that, I'll preface with this. Fasana jumped in. I don't know how long she'll be here. She'll probably be running out again. But I wanted to bring her into this space because that is one of our core elements of it, right? We take holistic disciplines and create simple solutions to create and generate wealth. And she's kind of that spiritual component that I need to help me balance as I go, because sometimes we can be so focused on the goal and forget one of the most important elements and aspects of it, and that's the spiritual aspect. So if you're spiritually poor, then everything else will fall apart. That's the foundation. For me, it's not about a religion, but spirituality is knowing that there is a divine creator out there, that you're connected to that source, and that plays a part. For myself personally, I'm a Christian, so I believe, in the Holy Bible, so to speak, right? And I do believe very solidly that life and death is in the power of the tongue, that you create your reality. You speak the life you want, and then you take action steps. Now, if those action steps are measured, if they are based on a principle, if they're based on laws and not rules, and what I mean by that is there are several spiritual laws that can help you to become very wealthy, which I'm actually going to be teaching all of those when we get to London. So simply helping others understand the difference between rules and laws.
I saw the pictures from some of your previous events, and we've got some videos and stuff of the previous events, and there's a whiteboard where you've written all of these formulas, and it's like you've broken spiritual wealth down into these different formulas. It looks really fascinating. I'm very, very curious.
It is. Luke, you know what? I'll jump in very quickly and just say that this is what differentiates the events that we host from every other and any other event on the planet. We start with teaching the spiritual laws to success so that entrepreneurs can take this information and apply it to, yes, their business, of course. Yes, it's going to help you increase with your profit and revenue. It's going to help with your health, your well-being, your fitness, and especially your relationships, both personally and professionally. That's what drew me actually to Dr. O, because learning about the fact that he's self-actualized in so much of this information, that was one of the points, I guess you could say, that sold me in wanting to not only be mentored by him, but partner with him for this business. So
she's very excited for like 9 months before she came.
I've done the due diligence for everyone wondering. If you have any questions, you're going to want to ask.
Fasana, one of our first conversations, you said something to me that I just absolutely nailed it. So we're talking about unlocking human potential here, right? And what our listeners can do to really step more fully into who they are. And you said to me, you said, look, what we're going to do is we're going to collapse these timelines. We're going to do the 6 years of work in 6 weeks. And we can do that because we're going to be aligned and we're going to be connected and we're going to make everything, we're going to attract everything that we need.
Exactly. You know,
can you explain more about that? How you can collapse timelines? Like, what does that mean?
absolutely. So typically, you know, as entrepreneurs, as people who have, you know, self-motivation and we're inspired, we create these beautiful visions of what it is that we want to manifest, what we want to generate and create in this world. We tend to do things on our own a lot of the time, and we really want to prove to either ourselves, the people around us, that we can do this. So we end up capping ourselves at this level of independence that most of us don't realize is actually really self-sabotaging until something hits you and you really realize, you know what, I need to ask for help. I need to figure out how I can do this smarter. That was actually my personal story when it came to, you know, wanting to inspire and impact the world in the most positive ways that I could before meeting Dr. O, because I was doing everything by myself, right? When it came to my business, I was a one-woman team doing the role of maybe 5 people. That took a lot of my energy, a lot of my time, my focus, my commitment. I was doing too much. I ended up burning myself out, exhausting myself, overwhelming myself, and then not getting the results that I was setting out to get. So I'll give you an example, Luke, right? We talk about collapsing time frames, right? All that simply means is if you realize that the strategy that you're going into doing something with, you can actually decide the time frame that you want to have something happen, you'll start to realize when you open your mind to the possibilities that it does take a team to build a dream. So I want to give you all an example that I thought was super cool. We actually just landed here in Atlanta yesterday. One of my dreams has always been to get on a private jet and mastermind with very elite, high vibrational, abundant mindsets and thinkers who are also doing very similar work to myself, where we could all put ourselves together in one space and contribute, right?
My daughter wanted to say hi.
And as you said, high vibrational thinkers, in pops your daughter.
Ms. Miracle Bowen shows up.
She's screaming uncle. She's calling Uncle Luke. That's what she's saying. She wanted to come and say hi. But this is life, right? You can't leave life out. She wanted to say hi. My daughter's used to being on Zooms with me all the time. So as soon as I get her in front of a computer, she hears and she comes running. So hello world, this is Miracle. Say hi.
You're very welcome, Miracle. Very welcome to come join us. We needed some fun and playfulness. That was what we needed.
Yes.
And cuteness.
Oh, absolutely.
We always need cuteness. Always need cuteness.
She's the best. So the example that I wanted to share is this. I thought that I just turned 31 years old, right?
Congratulations.
Thank you. High five. Right? I made it.
I'm team 31 as well.
Yay! Yes, Luke.
There you go.
So one of my goals has always been to, you know, get on a jet and just go somewhere beautiful, exotic, tropical for the day. Spend the day, mastermind, come up with some amazing plans, and then fly home. And I thought that that would probably happen in the next 10 years or so. It happened 2 days ago.
Yeah, nice.
So I'm still processing.
I'll jump in because we're actually talking about it. And I had asked her the question, so how long, you know, on your plan, did you think it was going to take you to get there? Nice big cup of tea, by the way. And she said in about 10 years. So we've been working together officially since, you know, after the study period, the evaluation period, officially about 4 months. So I said, so wait, you're telling me that within 4 months, I was able to collapse the time frame of the 10 years for you and make that happen.
Yes.
Right. So she says, well, now that you put it that way, I said, well, that is the only way. Right. So that's what we do. The purpose, I call it the finger and the fist method. So each of us, we're a finger, and we can make a fist when we ask for help and work with folks. That's the power of masterminding. That's why the 2-day event is all about having those entrepreneurs who kind of want to go to the next level. Sometimes we have friends or resources and we're not managing those resources very well. We're not looking, what most people do is we always look inside because it's normal to think that way. That's how 97% of the world thinks. But 3% or the 1%, the billionaires all think external in a sense of how can I bring value on a larger scale, and you get paid in direct proportion for the value you bring to the marketplace, not the value you extract. So for example, the best way to look at this analogy is you cannot go to the bank and take out money that you didn't put in. If you do, that's called a loan, so you have to pay it back. Or maybe you stole it. So you always have to put in first. So value goes into the marketplace, and then whatever value you put in, the direct proportional amount comes back to you. So if you want big income, you solve big problems. You infuse big value. It's the finger and the fist method. You become a fist by working with other fingers to collaboratively become more. When two or more mind comes together for a greater purpose, it creates a third and more powerful mind. If that number is magnetized, then you can really get it. I know earlier you mentioned a lot about some of these amazing or crazy little graphics that I use on drawing a board to kind of share a lot of the spiritual laws. And obviously I'll do a lot of those when we're in London. But you think of, for example, one of the ones that I share is a formula for change. And most folks start laughing because they think they're in there learning algebra, and it's the best algebra in the world that you can learn. And I break that formula down step by step by step and show you not only just the formula for change, but how you can actually generate and get the results and make it very simple. And the reason why I use these crazy graphics is because the brain actually thinks in pictures. For example, if I say cheeseburger right now, there's several people watching this that would probably think of a regular cheese, dairy cheese, patty burger. I know if I said that to you, you're probably thinking of a veggie burger, right? So the picture pops into your favorite burger in your mind. And if I said, stop thinking of pink elephants right now, good luck, because you're trying to figure that out. That's just how the brain works. All right, so I'm cracking myself up. Let me take a swig.
Yeah, I know unlocking human potential, a big part of that for me has been optimizing my health and my energy levels. And that's been a big change as well. And it's great you're doing a juice cleanse. And I know you've had a big health transformation recently too.
I have, yeah.
But for me, the more energy we have, the more we can create, right? But as well, you talk about something really powerful, which is leverage. And this is what you were just mentioning there, the power of leverage. So you can leverage Dr. Obom's mind, Dr. Obom's resources. He can leverage your mind, your resources, and together we all grow so much faster. And this is what happened with me with public speaking. In my first year doing public speaking, I invested over £20,000, that's about $25,000, on different courses and trainings and mentors. What that meant was within 6 months, I was an international speaker, traveling around the world, running events we ran a 3-day event in Vietnam, a 3-day event in Malaysia. I was getting people to run to the back of the stage, throwing their credit cards to buy our programs. And that happened in 6 months, which most speakers in 6 years, they still don't get to that kind of level. So I really understand the value of leveraging. And I think this is something great that we have in common too. So I'd love everyone who's listening, comment below. Have you had a great experience with a mentor, with a coach, with a mastermind? And what do you think about leverage? I'd love to hear your leverage stories, and we'll be able to read these afterwards and respond to them.
Absolutely. And I think before Fasana answered, I'm gonna preface with this. There's only 2 reasons I do anything. And with her answer, I'm gonna have her share what are those only 2 reasons I do anything, and then she can answer and I'll follow.
So the only 2 reasons we do anything is leverage, to gain leverage, and access.
Okay. So, the purpose of that, as we understand, there's power in leverage. Being able to use other people's efforts, energy, resources to help you gain greater levels of success, or whatever you define as success, is a very valuable skill. But in order to do so, you have to be able to obviously infuse value to that person as well. The second is access, right? Gaining access to networks, which, you know, your wealth is directly also proportionate to the size of your net worth. So that grows your net worth. For example, this weekend, while we were at the private jet mastermind, a lot of my, you know, multimillionaires, a few billionaire friends that were there at the event, now those who all participated for the first time, they got a chance to have leverage to them and access to their network to really kind of shorten the gap. So one of the exercises we did there was really just kind of sitting down with every individual, and, you know, myself, my mentor, and my other really good friend who actually owned the jet, we sat down and just asked, you know, what is your number one struggle now? And we provided feedback and actually opened up our Rolodex to help that person fix that problem. So everyone walked away and got something that was extremely invaluable. So if you invested a short amount of income and find the answer for 2020 the very first week, instead of waiting till the end of the year to realize you're frustrated than ever, we have several. In fact, one of my good friends, Markwell Russell, one of the most amazing individuals when it comes to marketing, like Facebook ads and things like that. He, you know, we set what was called, you know, your goal for the year. So his was 5 million, his medium goal was 10, and his stretch goal was 25. Well, the answer he got when we got to him, we're pretty much going to get him to his 25 million, which was his stretch goal, probably by July or August of this year. So
Yeah, nice.
his stretch goal, that's basically, we've compressed the 10 years that it would have probably taken him to get there like that. And that's the beauty of having access and leverage to the right people, the right timing, and the power really of a mastermind.
Incredible. I'm going to ask you very shortly to share with people this breakthrough exercise if you want to get ready for it. And just while you're preparing to what you think can really help everyone here to unlock their human potential, one of the really cool things that we're doing at this event on the 24th and 25th of January in London is there's two options with the tickets. You can get a standard ticket, which means you get to come to the event, you get a copy of Dr. Obom's book, you get to learn all of his strategies, but there's also an option to get a VIP ticket, which means you get to have a lunch and a dinner with all the speakers. So that's with myself, with Dr. Obom, with Fasana, and with our other friends who are coming in as well. We're bringing in some really powerful people in this team. And this is a chance for you to then connect with Dr. Obom personally, ask these questions, and really get access and leverage, right? If you take the VIP options, I like that we have that, because often in events, you don't get that chance to get that closeness with the speaker and maybe ask those personal questions. But one question they ask you, you can save them, like you just said, right? 6 years, or make 25 million in 6 months. Let me know if you would like to make 25 million in the next 6 months, anybody, in a spiritual connected way. That would be a good question. Let's see who's up for that. Comment below.
Absolutely. Well,
I'm sure a few people will be interested in that.
Just a few, maybe one or two. I'm not quite sure.
Beautiful. Dr. Obom, I'm going to hand over to you. Blow us away. Share something really cool with us, and then we'll wrap up and share with everyone how they can get their ticket to the event.
Awesome. Well, it's kind of unique to actually try put it over. She's like, I'm not involved in this. I'm out of here. So it's kind of unique to be able to do this virtually. So I'm going to use one with the simple power of our imagination to show you how it actually works. So for everyone who's watching, and then Luke, I would love for you to participate too, and then see how this actually goes with you. So what I'm going to do is just a simple exercise. But before I do that, let me take a sip of water. And if you can with me, Fasana, you can participate too, and then you can come back on and tell me if this works. So as you're watching us here, I want you to just do me a favor and just close your eyes, settle for a second. Take a really good deep breath. Let it out. And I know where you are is probably nice and cool, because it is cold here in Atlanta, Georgia. But for me, with me, in your mind's eye for a second, go with me as I float over. I'm just sitting on the beach right now at Sandals in the Bahamas, where we just came from. So just picture nice, soft, cool breeze. You're on the beach in Sandals, and you can hear in the background the laughter, couple kids are playing, and feel just that warm beach air with you. And as you sit there, you know, this gentleman in a nice gold and black jacket leans over with a tray of a nice cold glass of lemonade. And just next to the glass, there's a little bit of lemon. And he says to you, you took a breath and you look at it, cuts the lemon in two, rubs the lemon together, and you're starting to salivate a little bit and feel a little bit of the taste of the lemon as he squeezes it into the glass. And he says to you, this lemonade really tastes so much better with the lemon in it. And you look at him, puzzle on your face a little bit, but you're still excited just to taste it because you can smell the aroma. It smells really good. You've never had fresh squeezed lemon in a lemonade before, so you're excited to really sample this and feel the salivation, but the breeze is still blowing. So you reach your hands out, take the glass, shake it a little bit, put it up to your lips and drink. And it just feels sour. You couldn't bear it, so you put it down. But now the aftertaste feels really good. You feel there's like this mint leaves in there going down, and it's a little refreshing. So this nice smile comes over, and you look at him, and you said, thanks, and now you're going to finish the rest of the glass. So I'm going to slow down for a second. In 3, 2, 1, slowly open your eyes and relax. So I'm just going to ask you a quick question, Luke. Did you taste the lemon? Did you salivate a bit? Was any of it felt like it was actually real for you?
Yeah, I have a very good imagination.
Right. So was that pretty powerful for you? Did you taste the lemon a little bit?
I did.
I still have a little bit of lemon.
I noticed the salivation when you started talking about it, and yeah, I definitely felt the heat and could hear the ocean. Yeah.
So that exercise, just simply say this: your mind is so powerful that it does not know the difference truly between what's real and what's not. It just has to conceptualize it. This is why the power of affirmations actually work for you. And if you've been somewhere in the mind and you actually believe it, it doesn't know the difference. So your mind then, chapter 4 in my book, Today's the Day, which everyone who is attending the event will get a copy of the book. It is a workbook. Chapter 4 says that beliefs regulate performance. You actually begin to program yourself to do the things you truly want, and eventually it'll happen. Napoleon Hill, in his book, Think and Grow Rich, wrote it that says what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So once you truly believe something, you can achieve it. And if you have, without any lemonade there, just the salivating process, it means that when you start to program yourself for wealth, which is what we're going to do, and I'm going to do a few exercises to help individuals understand and get it. I will basically, in the 2 days, we will program you for wealth. You will continuously do several of the exercises, and it will start to release the actions because you truly believe it at your core. And for me, what's really generated my wealth is doing several exercises like that, but generated towards wealth and the things that I wanted to. And it changed everything for me in the space of 9 years. I went from being homeless and broke to be owning multiple millions of dollars, traveling the world, doing things like we just finished doing yesterday, doing masterminds. We'll do probably about 13 different masterminds a year. We're doing 4 7-day masterminds in Costa Rica, where I just came from a week and a half ago. We're doing 2 in Hawaii, 2 in Thailand. We're doing 1 in Dubai, 1 in Bali this year. So lots of fun coming up. And the purpose of those is really to condense and collapse the time frames and do some deep work, similar to what we did. I know I kind of went really fast and didn't really get to go and, you know, get us into that trance state to where it starts to program the cells of the body. But just in a simple exercise like that, multiply that by 7 days, going deep and really able to reprogram yourself, nothing happens different than the results starts to show up in your life when you take the right action.
Amazing. Yeah, I always teach the same thing, that the mind and the body don't know the difference between what we imagine and what is real. And it all starts in the imagination, right? Everything that's around us now started with a thought. This amazing collaboration started with a thought, and now it has the potential to change so many people's lives.
Exactly.
And whatever people can imagine. So whatever number you wrote down at the start today, if you said you were a 3 or a 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 10, how far you're playing full out, there's always a next level that your mind can conceive. If there's no next level, then you're probably going to go away, right? It's like there's always a next step. And one of the things I've really come to learn is about this life is a game. It's here to be enjoyed. We're here to be in joy. We're here to play. And when you are playing with other people, you attract this tribe of people who are all playing too. It's so much more fun, because a lot of people take life a bit too seriously. Do you think?
Yeah, you have to build your tribe of good vibes, and that's what makes it for you. Let me ask you real quick. For you, what came up doing the exercise a little bit? What was that like for you just a second ago?
I love being on the beach. I felt really relaxed. I like the taste of lemons, so I could really taste it. And it was very calming.
Wonderful. I love it. The power of persuasion, which is what hypnosis is. The hypnotist says to the audience that, when they put you into that translucent trance, a state of belief, so they speak to the emotional side of the brain, that there's a spider on your arm, and you actually see a spider growing, on your arm. They said there's a blister there, and it can happen. I did a deep exercise with lemons before, and it was so powerful. This was at a 4-day event. So powerful that one of the young ladies, she was having a lot of issues prior to coming to the event with her belief system. And I always share that unsuccessful people are the most successful, because they're using the same abilities to keep themselves from having success with the wrong beliefs. And so we did a lot of deep exercises. And on the 4th day, we did the same lemon exercise, but I said that the person accidentally squeezed the lemon juice in your eyes, and she got up screaming and running because she felt the lemon juice in her eyes. Obviously, there was no lemon there. She went to wash out her face and come back, and then, so we did another exercise to calm her down and put her in a deep trance, and got it out of her eyes. And when that happened, she realized how powerful her brain was. 6 months later, she finally broke the 6-figure mark. Today, she runs a commercial jetliner.
Nice.
Not the same person that she was 8 years ago. Completely different. So, for someone who's watching and think like, oh, this might be hooey gooey, it's okay. That's your belief, and it regulates the way you perform. But if you dare to believe and change, wealth and poverty sits on the same line. You just have to choose which side you want.
Yeah, I love that your concept is about breakthroughs, right? These outcomes and breakthroughs, because the breakthroughs in my life, that's what changed the game. And just knowing how powerful your mind is, most people don't. Most people are so afraid of their mind, right? And they don't use it as this amazing resource that it is. And I love what you said about wealth being just about not using your resources in the right way. This is your biggest resource, and most people have never even switched it on. It's still in the packaging. They're never
Absolutely.
unboxed.
Yeah. And here's how amazing the brain is, Luke. You're in London, we're in the US, in Atlanta, and we're able to speak to each other through technology. It was a brain who conceived the idea of making this possible, and then did whatever it took to make it a reality. It's the same thing when you want to become happy, wealthy, successful, whatever it is, in faith, family, finance, fitness, whatever it is. As you were mentioning earlier, I recently went vegan, and so many people were saying like, that's hard. You just like, how did you make the switch? I just decided to, because it was tough for my body to process meat. And not trying to get too personal, but the fact of the matter was my body wasn't processing it right. So if it's not processing it right, it means that it's not coming out right. And if it's not coming out right, that means I was having issues in the bathroom. So I really just took a logical step at it and realized that beef takes, several hours to process. Chicken, 3 to 4, fish, 1 to 2, vegetables, minutes. So it was just natural to say, okay, I need to hydrate my body more, eat less meat. And when I did a cleanse, my body just started functioning like there's no tomorrow. And then the clarity that I got, the weight that I released, because I no longer want it. The weight I released within 30 days was about between 27 to 30 pounds. It was just gone. So having this new level of focus and clarity and energy is amazing. And everything is just a simple mindset shift. It's just a simple breakthrough. And then when you continue to take the steps, you produce the long-term outcomes that you're looking for.
I love it. Amazing. Well, I'd love now just for us to spend some time and just really properly invite people to our event on the 24th, 25th of January in London, the OB Mastermind. It's going to be absolutely incredible. And I'd love for you just to share what kind of people is it for, who should come, and why do you think they should come? What just from your heart, as real as you can be with them, and we'll all take a turn.
Yeah, definitely. So let's do ladies first, and go with Fasana.
I believe that if you are an entrepreneur, if you're someone looking to get into business for yourself, or if you're simply just someone who craves more happiness, more joy, more success, better health, wants to learn how to increase your financial prosperity and wealth, this event is for you. The people that we attract into these events are the most beautiful souls that I've ever met. And the most beautiful thing for me is just witnessing at every event that 100% of our audience members always get a breakthrough. Yes, we're only together for 2 days. And at the same time, the material that we're sharing and teaching is so incredibly powerful. I promise you, it is life-changing. This is my most favorite thing on the planet. I'm so passionate about helping other people learn how to transform their lives, because if I could do it, being, overweight, depressed, suffering from stress and overthinking and anxiety for most of my life, living paycheck to paycheck, to working with the best of the best, going on jet setter masterminds and just collaborating with the most amazing minds on the planet, good people, great people who have beautiful hearts and intentions to really change the world in the best ways possible. If I could do all of that, then so can you. And I'm just looking forward to meeting everyone there. It's going to be an incredible time. We're going to have a lot of fun. If you don't like to have fun, then stay home. And it's going to be absolutely incredible. I'm really excited.
Amazing.
Thank you for that, definitely. And I'm going to chime in. As Hassan was speaking, come from a place where I was 9 years ago. So if for me, 9 years ago, I was at that place where I was, lack of a better word or term, broke, busted, and disgusted with where life was. And if you can identify with any part of that, where I was stressing a lot about money, I was stressing a lot about being able to afford the life that I wanted, the life that I'm living today, wondering if that was even possible for me to be able to, for a great part of it too, was just really putting food on the table. And I remember I went to a network marketing opportunity, and it came down to investing $500 at the time there. And I didn't have the $500. It was the difference between paying for the car I was living in or investing in that. I saw the value, I saw the opportunity. And the thing is this, every time you ask yourself for an opportunity, or you wonder about what the next level looks like, an opportunity shows up. And that opportunity comes in the form of two things. An ability to invest either your time or your money. And then the second half is you have to work. And sometimes you might ask yourself, well, why would I have to work? What would I have to do? Why would I have to do this? And the answer isn't why. The answer is why not? Because, you know, for me, I said I come from a very spiritual place of doing things. And it says from the sweat of your brow, which means you have to work to produce sweat. So you have to work, and the universe releases opportunities to you in a form of investing either your time and money. And the best investments do require your time and your money and your sweat equity. So that for me, when that shows up, that's how I know it's a great thing. So if you're a person right now, especially it's the beginning of the year, we just finished the first week. If you're looking for that change, there's now 51 weeks left in the year. If you would like some help in the mindset, if you'd like some help with the spiritual aspect, if you'd like some help in the steps, in the processes, in a system, if you'd like to connect with a group of entrepreneurs who can help you along the way in the process of doing that, because while we're there, I'm gonna make an offer for you to work with us for 6 months after the 2 days. If you'd like to be held accountable for the next 6 months of the year to accomplish what you were trying to do in 12 months anyways, this is definitely the event you want to get to, so that we can spend some time with you, find out what your strengths and weaknesses are, help improve your weaknesses by giving you the connections and collaborative efforts of others to make it happen for you. That's one of the main reasons you want to get there. The second one is it's a no-brainer. Come and get, you know, the best information on the planet. I'm not saying it because it's mine. I'm saying it because there's 138 scientists and psychologists right now studying my work for the last 3.5 years. And I'm staying ahead of the educational side of how the implementation actually works. And last, I'll say this. I'm going to brag on myself for a second, because I know those in England don't know me.
He never does this. By the way, this is one of the most humble people that I've ever met in my life. So I'm proud of you. I'm sharing with him that it's not actually bragging. It's sharing with people what some of your achievements and accomplishments are. Because if you don't announce it, then no one will know.
Exactly. So I've been working behind the scenes, and I've been helping a lot of the brands you may be familiar with, like Walmart stores, Jafra Cosmetics, Knights Media Covia, Chevron Oil, Not Gas, and Walgreens stores. Those are all multi-billion-dollar brands. I've been working with Walmart for 9 years, and the growth of those companies in the last 8.5 years has been a direct reflection of what I've taught them, what I've helped them to do to really keep the companies in momentum and where it's at. Why am I coming out sharing this with the rest of the world now? Is because of this. For my own personal reason, I was not getting the direct personal gratification I wanted to from individuals, because I was been on the corporate side for a very long time, but now I'm sharing that with the rest of the world. So if you'd like to know what I've been teaching those companies and how they're scaling, come on out for the 2 days. Let's spend some time together. And lastly, I'll say this. If you'd like to have fun, come out. If you haven't been having fun, come on out, because I love to have fun, and we're going to have a blast while we're there.
I just did an exercise with an amazing spiritual coach about my unique values, and one of my top values is play. Like, that play piece has to be there. I don't want to be around people who are really serious. I don't want to be around people who think that life is hard and it's a struggle, and it's like, I want to be around people who enjoy life, who it's really fun. And that's the kind of vibe I get from you both. And you obviously really have taken this and made big successes of yourselves, which I think is incredible. So yeah, everyone who's watching, I'll post the link below. Grab your ticket, either standard ticket for the 2 days or VIP ticket if you want to get a lunch and a dinner with myself, Dr. Obom, Fasana, and our other amazing friends as well. I'd just love for us to wrap up now. If there is one message you could share with the world, let's say I had a magic microphone, and whatever you say for the next 30 seconds, the whole world can hear it, be broadcast directly into their minds. What would you want them to know? Fasana, would you like to go first?
Yeah, so wealth is a result of your thinking. The difference between the wealthy and the impoverished is simply this: the way they think. And the wealthy thinks completely different than the impoverished. And the only way I know that is I was both in poverty and now I'm wealthy. And I simply changed the way I thought, because your thoughts lead to actions, actions create results, and results drive the lifestyle that you want.
Nice.
I would say to remember that the best investment that you could ever make in your life is in yourself. Luke touched on this earlier. The best investment that we can make is right here, because you can literally create anything that you desire by changing the way that you think. Your focus leads to the results that you're generating. So if you're not getting what you want, or you feel like you're ready for that next step, that next level, then simply changing what you're focusing on will just make it'll be a big difference. It'll make changes that you'll never imagine, like collapsing timeframes and meeting the most cool, awesome people that will help you achieve your dreams in little to no time. So
incredible. Thank you both so much. I'm going to end with mine, and I just love to say this to everybody. The universe has been listening to everything you've been asking for, and the law of attraction uses attraction to bring those things to you. So if you are feeling a pull to come and spend more time and connect with us, please take the action, because you can feel it. You feel it inside you. Maybe it's a physical feeling, maybe it's your intuition, maybe there's some part of you that knows that this is right for you. Then we'd love to invite you. Please grab your ticket, come join us. And if you don't feel like this is for you right now, just know that that is totally cool. Not every opportunity is right for us at that exact perfect time. The only thing I would love to say is, don't let that little voice in your head keep you small. That's its job, to keep you small, to keep you safe. If you want expansion, if you want growth, then you need to take the inspired actions. Thank you all so much, Dr. Obom, Fasana, everyone. I'll post the contact details for Dr. Obom and Fasana as well below. But do you have like a website or anything if people want to check you out? Is there how can people find you?
Absolutely. They can go to that's THEOB Mastermind.com and find out more about us. Click on events and see the events where we're doing our Wealth is Power tour. And just remember this, whatever it is you are seeking, it is seeking you. And the only way you get there is when you take inspired action.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And I cannot wait to see you in a few weeks in London.
Absolutely, my friend.
Thank you, Luke.
Talk to you soon.